Hey kids, welcome to Come Rant With Me, aka Rant It Does a Body Good, aka How Deep Is Your Rant? I am Matt Gorman, the host of the show, and I'm here with my friend and producer and engineer, David Huey Heyman. Yeah, this is the podcast where we rant about shit that pisses us off in the world. Little things, just little things that get under your skin. They drive you crazy, and you gotta talk about them and share with other people and see that other people have the same experience as you. It makes you feel good, and it's a good time, so why the hell not? So today we got a pretty jam-packed show, so I want to get right into it. We have two guests today, Mandy May Cheetham and Gugun Singh. Mandy is a friend of mine. We've known each other for a while. We've worked together on several projects, and she recently produced a series of music videos that are part of the show Late Night Snack on True TV in the United States, and I had helped her develop that series a little bit when we were thinking about making it into like a narrative pilot, but we've worked together a lot. She's great. Very good friend of mine, and we had a really fun conversation, and she brought with her friend Gugun Singh. I saw him in Jeremy Lalonde's How to Plan an Orgy in a Small Town, and he was very funny. So when Mandy brought him in to hang out, I was like, yeah, join the conversation, why not? So we had fun. We talked about a variety of stuff. It was pretty great. So have a listen. Here it is.
What's up?
Tell us a little bit about yourselves in one sentence. Who are you? What do you do?
My name is Gugun Singh. I'm an actor. I write, I produce. I basically just try to stay out of trouble, unless I need to make some money, in which case I got to seek out trouble.
Cool.
Fair.
I like trouble.
Pretty much.
Mandy, you're trouble. What's your story?
I'm a raptress. That's
Raptress.
rapper/actress.
/raptor.
Oh, hardcore. We the Mandy. Hashtag.
/raptor.
Come on, own it.
I
Cool.
was about to say something and you interrupted me and it fucked up my flow.
What? Go again. Start over.
I'm a rapper/actress, more powerful than two Cleopatras. Thank you, Lauryn Hill.
And she's also a raptor.
Nice.
I've seen the claws.
Cool. So that was a little something. So now this is the segment of the show. We're going to do some questions and answers. It's kind of like word association. Basically, I stole the idea from Scene in Pulp Fiction, where the idea is you can like both of these two things, but you're always going to like one more than the other. So, and whichever one you pick will say a little bit about your personality. So, like for example, smooth or crunchy?
Crunchy.
Smooth.
Nice. Like the crunchy. I keep getting the crunchies. Growing pains or who's the boss?
Growing pains.
Who's the boss, yo?
No.
Nice.
Who's the boss?
AO.
Alan Thicke, man, and
hey.
his singing
Female
career.
empowerment, man. Hello.
Yeah, I feel like Who's the Boss holds up better. I don't think Growing Pains really holds up. That's my opinion.
It's not supposed to hold up. It's an artifact of its time.
It did have young Leo DiCaprio.
It did?
Really?
They discovered
Oh, right,
had-
he was the date.
Yeah, in the last couple seasons. No, he was like their adopted son in the last two seasons.
that's
Yeah.
bullshit.
Yeah.
And not crazy Kirk Cameron, who's actually pretty great. I would argue
Those are
he
the
was
good
more
years.
an awesome television son than Alex Keaton.
Can we talk Silver Spoons for a minute?
Silver Spoons. Oh, nice throwback.
I don't
Thank you.
know.
That's
I
fucking
always
classic.
thought Ricky Schrader looked a little bit like bait.
Yeah.
Sorry, just have to say it, dude. You know,
It's just I was so young, and that house, the train through the house,
I know.
like it's like Richie Rich.
It's like
It was
Richie
basically
Rich. I was
Rich.
gonna say that.
Yeah,
Totally.
so great.
Yeah.
Roseanne, old Becky or new Becky on Roseanne?
Old.
old Becky.
Nice. Right, that is correct. Correct answer. Although I do like new Becky. She was on Scrubs. She was good on Scrubs, but like Becky is Becky.
The
original
first Becky had better hair.
Yeah. Oh, Becky with the good hair. There you go. Beatles or Stones?
Stones.
Stones.
Everyone goes with the Stones. I love the Beatles.
Because the Stones are way
Crazy.
better.
Okay,
Coupon?
listen. We need
Yeah.
to talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
My son is named Lennon. Like, I'm a big John Lennon fan. The Beatles,
Oh,
songwriting.
I
perspective.
didn't figure you for a
It's really
Marxist.
just about.
I actually never
It's
put that
really about
together.
my childhood. I was raised on the Beatles. I was not raised on the Stones. Like, I knew the Stones, but Beatles were like what was played for me
Yeah.
as a
The
kid.
Beatles
So that,
are
like, stuck with
just
me.
different.
Yeah.
And the Stones
are more
different.
raw and, like,
no, they're,
sexy.
They're just different from each other.
No,
What
I know,
I can
but you
say-
have to like one more than the other. That's the whole point of this.
For the
It's like-
unlearned Stones fan, you can easily jump into the wrong time period.
Yeah.
Okay? Because
Yeah.
they had a way longer career. They are still a
Yeah.
career there.
Yeah.
You know, the Beatles were
Fucking
such a
pulp.
tight time period, and they grew so much in that time period that each album sort of is definitive of something that's
Yeah.
in an arc, where the Rolling Stones were all over the place.
Yeah.
And in the same way, like Jackson, they were chasing trends.
Right.
They did fucking disco
Beatles?
music. No, the Stones.
Oh, the
I
Stones.
listened to this like Hamilton Coliseum thing from 1985, I think. It's a terrible 4 album thing. The packaging's amazing, but like It's the Stones with horns.
See,
and
I feel like
too much.
the Stones, you go back and listen to their fucking bangers, and they're still musically relevant to me, and I'm still discovering things when I'm listening to them. When I go back to the Beatles, I'm not saying that it's irrelevant or I'm not discovering things, that it's not mastery, because they were masters of simplicity. However,
George Martin would be that master, though.
it's very nostalgic for me to listen to them. It's almost like, it's like if I go back and listen to ABBA has no cultural significance to me because I wasn't around at the time that ABBA came out.
Except you needed them for anything for the bass line of disco.
Well, it's also debatable. But when I listen to ABBA, it's like fuck, it's just of a time that I can't relate to. And the Beatles, I think, sometimes walks that line because it's just been so overplayed and over.
I feel like so too. And
like
the
Cool
early
Herc?
stuff especially is like super simple, but later on a lot of they blazed a trail from a musical perspective. Like they did things no one was doing when they did like White Album, Revolver. Like they started playing with like stereo sounds that no one had done before and like just doing like crazy shit. Yeah, George Martin, but that's
But even at the beginning, I would say they are of a period, I should say, a tighter discography from that era, and then they left us, let's say, just too soon. I do believe that their songs are more open to interpretation. I believe their songwriting is better. This is why this particular one or the other is tough. I happen to think the lyricism and the way they structured stuff, it offers an incredible platform for artists that came after them. Whereas the Stones, they're really the only real interpreters of their music.
Right.
And it's very interesting. Like, I always found it fascinating that Sympathy for the Devil getting covered by different people just never could live up to the original, right? And they are still performing. Maybe they're not necessarily performing it the same way, but that collection of musicians that was in there, like Queen. Queen, with that incredible collection of musicians that was together, and how they really laid put a stamp down. If Queen had been around longer, I think we would be having this discussion between.
I will say everyone
Beatles
should
and Queen.
listen to the Beatles, Fish's cover version of the entire Exile on Main Street, featuring Sharon Jones and the Dap Kings, backing them up live from Coachella on Halloween in like 2012. Let me
Holy
say,
hell, I would
it's pretty
be on
fucking
that.
classic.
That
I was
sounds
there, and
That's
it was great.
This isn't your podcast.
I'm saying he's saying no. All right.
It is his podcast.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
All right. Moving on.
office.
Let's move on. Window or aisle?
Aisle.
Window.
Nice.
I like to sleep against the window.
Yeah, I like looking out, like for landing and takeoff. I think flight is incredible.
Me
It
too.
blows my mind every time I do it when you take to the air like a bird, and I like looking out and seeing the little houses disappear.
Me too.
Well,
I
I'm
know.
fucking
In
tall,
the
and I like being able to
mountains.
stretch my leg out.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too. That's where the
always get
dilemma.
hit.
That's why I like to go with fly with my wife,
And
then
let
we
me
get
add,
to switch. I
fuck
get the window
Economy
for
Plus.
takeoff, and then I switch.
Fuck it right in the
places.
ear. I hate Economy Plus. This idea that, a few more inches. Those inches, you can keep them.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm just going to gun for that upgrade.
Yeah, I know.
My
I
wife
should-
says every inch matters.
Is she
sure you love her
encouraging
very
you?
much.
Is that...
No, she's very, very hurtful. That's another podcast.
Come on.
That's
honey.
actually maybe the most Canadian
One
thing that's
more
been said
inch.
all
All right, best. This is a
Centimeters.
bit of an odd one. We'll see what you guys think.
Honey, it's 12 centimeters.
Next door neighbor, Boner, Skippy, or Urkel?
Urkel.
Oh.
Am I in on this? You're looking
Yeah,
at
dude,
me.
you can be in.
Oh, boner.
I go with Skippy.
Boner's
There you
the
go.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
who are Boner and Skippy?
Boner is Growing Pains, Mike Seaver's best friend. Skippy is Family Ties. He was the next door neighbor that was in love with Mallory.
Such a loser.
Skippy!
I know,
Here,
right?
girl,
He
you're
was-
going to go to Skippy right away.
But I also like
obviously.
Urkel.
Urkel was just he was good in the first couple seasons, and then he just turned into like catchphrase, typical sitcom catchphrase guy, which I can't.
Boner
dig
had
that.
depth.
Skippy was like so likable, and everyone, I don't know.
Actually,
Again,
Boner
you
had
being in?
depth.
I'll throw a
Boner
wrench
had
into
the
this. I would say
centimeters.
Wilson.
Wilson.
Home Improvement, man.
Yeah.
If
I was
you're
never a Home Improvement guy.
Now that's
dude,
a-
Wilson was fantastic.
Yeah.
He was.
True
You know?
that.
He blazed trails.
You're Archie. Who do you fuck, Betty or Veronica?
Both.
First. Who do you fuck first?
Both.
Right there. Right
Same
there.
answer every
Fuck
time.
yeah.
All right. Waffles or pancakes?
Waffles.
No.
No, pancakes. Pancakes. I was in a mood for
I don't know.
waffles
I
earlier,
can't
but pancakes.
deal.
You gotta.
It's a
You gotta just
perennial.
pick
It
one.
depends on the restaurant.
Well,
are
just
they
pick one. In
How thick are
general.
the waffles? Are they massively thick? How big are the pancakes? Are they light and fluffy? Are they
Just
buttermilk?
as
Do
a
they fucking
general, if you
only
don't know
give you
anything
one
about
option?
anything, and you walk in somewhere and the two options for breakfast are waffles or pancakes.
No.
You know what? I'll say this. If of all the griddle breads,
Yeah.
the French toast, the pancakes, or the waffles,
Right.
The best, the pinnacle griddle bread I've ever had was a 9-grain pancake at Ache on Abbot Kinney, and it blew my fucking mind. I know that's a shout out, but
cool.
Ache's
Put it in
closed
the show
now,
notes.
and it's like it was.
Okay, I won't put it in the
Anybody
show
who
notes.
knows it was like, oh my god, that's why you showed up there. You had to have a half order and share that among 3 people. It was
How
so
is a
fucking
9-grain pancake?
We should run commercials for closed companies.
Yeah, dude. I had a pancake in Hawaii at this place called the Gazebo on Maui, like looking out over the ocean. That was like one of the best pancakes ever, but it was probably just the
The
setting.
ocean.
Yeah, the whale. There was a.
Does anyone know what a French toast bake is?
No.
Baked French toast? Yeah, I've had that. I think.
Like
What-
a full pan of
That sounds
egg
like an edible.
bread with cinnamon on top.
Oh, yeah.
My mother made it for Hanukkah this year because we don't follow tradition. And she looked at me like I was
You got a
crazy that
tree-
I'd never
you got a
eaten
fucking
one
tree in
before.
your
Fred,
house. You're the worst Jew ever.
Well, hey, why can't
Or
Jews
am
have
I the
trees?
best next level Jew ever?
That's next level, Jew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Coupon or coupon?
Neither.
What do you mean? Which word do you use? Coupon or you never use coupons?
No, I don't.
You're just rolling in cheddar.
don't talk
You don't need a
about those
coupon.
things.
You don't
We don't want to go back there.
All right, moving on.
Touchy subject.
Yeah, seriously. Google Maps or Waze?
Google Maps.
Okay, we're back on track.
There you go.
Oh, I'm a Waze guy.
Me
for
too,
sure,
dude.
man. I tag people.
I don't
Yeah,
do
except
that.
when they make you go to a spot where you can't fucking make a left turn, you're gonna sit there for 3 hours. Like
I
they're-
love Waze. Waze
No.
takes me through like weird little residential neighborhoods, so I can
I
save,
stay on
like,
the right
30
side of the
seconds.
tracks.
It doesn't
Mandy.
work in LA.
All right, executive decision. Fucking Thomas Maps.
What is that? Like
Where
the
you-
book, the old
Yeah,
book,
fuck
the red
yeah. I
cover?
learned how to read a
Triptychs?
map. I know how to use
Thomas.
it.
What's Thomas? I thought it was Pearlie's guide.
Pearlies. Yeah, Thomas was like
Pearlies,
cheap man,
yeah.
like poor man's Pearlies, I think.
Oh, fighting words.
All good, man. I can read a goddamn map. That's what it comes down to.
true.
And that's a skill
But it
everyone
doesn't
should
have traffic. It doesn't have traffic. Yeah. Oh, that's a good. Here, next one I wanted to put in here: manual or automatic transmission.
Manual.
Well, I mean,
None of us are going to be driving in 2 years. It doesn't matter.
Good point.
Mandy,
manual.
You got a preference?
Manual if I could get out of first. I'm good after that.
Yeah.
Biggie or Tupac?
Tupac.
Tupac.
Huey.
Oh, I'm a Biggie guy.
Yeah.
100%.
Cool.
I love me some Biggie, but
You must
man,
only listen to beats.
Well, the other guy's an actor. I mean,
Oh,
Tupac?
I'm
Ouch.
joking. I
Oh, no,
love
no,
Childish Gambino. I'm like embracing that.
Childish Gambino.
Well, if my argument for Tupac is that he's a fucking actor.
Well,
I mean,
he
that's
wasn't.
the worst argument. I just
Ouch.
like Biggie's flow.
Hello.
I just like Biggie's flow.
Have
No,
you seen
I really-
Gridlocked
I
with
got
Tupac
love,
and Tim
dude.
Roth? That's a great fucking movie, actually.
dude, poetic justice.
Poetic
He's
Justice,
an
yeah.
amazing actor.
But
And
Gridlocked
an
with
amazing
him and
actor.
Tim
Great
Roth, did you
fucking
see
MC.
that?
But you're allowed to like. I never understand. To me, sonically, they're two different flows.
I
It definitely
finished
sounds like
Southern
a fat
California.
guy,
I had to. I
and
had
it
to be
definitely
a
sounds
pop
like
guy.
a skinny little thick guy from like the.
that's
fucking
how I
East
can
Coast.
tell the size of men's dicks by the way they rap.
There you go. Are they a 2-pack or a biggie?
Mm-hmm.
What are they packing?
Well, they just have different dicks. That's all.
When you're
Give
eating
us an
chicken,
imitation of a small dick rapper and a big dick rapper.
Eminem and Jay-Z.
Really?
Yeah.
that's just a race
Notice you
thing,
didn't
though.
No, it's
specify
not.
which is which.
Thank you. And it's not a race
think we
thing.
And
all
who's got the
know
biggest
which one.
dick
Who's
flow?
pouncing-
Who's got
who's-
the biggest dick flow out there?
That sounds like a medical question.
But who's like
Who's got the biggest
Who's
dick?
swinging? Who when
Lil
you
Wayne.
hear it, you're like,
Lil
whoa,
Wayne.
he's swinging.
Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne.
He's like, I don't have to fucking make sense. I got a big dick.
Rihanna,
Fuck
actually,
all
if
y'all.
we're gonna go by that
There we
metric.
go. Okay.
I'm sorry. When you make when you can make millions with dur, you got to have a huge.
Rihanna has
fucking
a
cock.
huge fucking cock.
Yeah.
The little Canadian TV throwback: Beachcombers or The Littlest Hobo?
Beachcombers.
Nice.
Really?
I'm down with
Fuck
I'm a
Littlest
yeah,
little
Littlest
hobo
Hobo.
guy.
Yeah, me too. Beachcombers had a thing and an appeal.
Maybe
to,
tomorrow.
I like to eat mushrooms and
one
put
will settle
electronic
down.
music
That's
over
fucking
Littlest
great.
Hobo and just.
Do you like
let it
Rural
go. It's
Alberta
amazing.
Advantage? They cover that when they play sometimes, and it's
Beachcombers
awesome.
was
yeah.
funnier.
You're eating chicken wings. Wingies or drummies?
Oh shit.
Drummies.
You know what? I need both.
You need to pick one. You
No.
gotta prefer one over the
I
other.
don't
You can't like them
like
both equally.
to pick
Look,
things.
hey, order the wingies. I'll share mine with you.
I'm a drummies man personally.
I'm a
you
drum
can't pick
guy, but
one.
this
You-
is
you
so
like them
important
both
to me.
Listen, I
drummy.
used to be a drum person, but then I discovered that I could stick my tongue in between the bones on the wings.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
it's a thing. I dig
It's
it.
like an animal
Interesting.
instinct. Like,
Interesting. So you don't use. I'm sorry to go off on a tangent,
No.
but you don't just use the wing as a flavor catcher, which I do most.
no, we're not getting into
Okay,
flavor
I'm just
catchers.
saying.
You're gonna have to explain what flavor catchers are, and it's a whole thing, and we're not doing it.
No,
a
it's easy.
Heyman
It is
fucking
easier
rant.
to sop up the juice with a wing, or than
I'm
a
just saying you're
drumstick.
going between the wing to get more meat and chicken flavor. Where
I like
I'm
the feeling of
more
the
of on
bones
the
on my
wing
tongue.
to the party of the dip. That's my trip. We could talk about it at a later time.
Yeah, another time. Let's skip that one.
Okay.
The beach or the pool?
The beach, and I don't go in the water in either.
You don't swim? You
Uh-huh.
don't want to
Aquatic?
cool off? You're lying in the sun?
Not really, no. I'm always cold.
just
I
bake?
just don't get hot.
You don't get hot in like the Caribbean?
I
Sitting on
prefer the
Not
beach,
really.
but I'll get in the pool. Yeah.
I'm under an umbrella because the sun can't touch my skin or I die.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, we can see your skeleton right now.
Why do we have to fucking eat so much?
Do you like Soylent? Have you tried that like shake that you can
Oh
eat?
yeah, everyone at APSO was eating that.
Everyone on
Drinking
like
it.
LA production world's eating this like
What,
Soylent.
the green
That's
drink? Is
scary
that what you're
to
talking
me.
about? The green drink that everyone gets?
Yeah,
Delivered
yeah.
to set? That gross green drink in a jar that all the hipsters are
Yeah.
drinking?
Yeah.
I have
do
never
hope it's
even tried it.
people.
Maybe it's delicious.
I really do. Hope
I'm
it
no
is
one
people.
to judge.
If it is people, everything that people think about Hollywood will be true. Yeah, they say that they'll eat you alive. That I mean, it's wonderful. My
All
issue
comes
is
full
Uber.
circle.
You brought up Uber.
Yeah, Uber.
I cannot stand Uber.
Why?
Now, gig economy here and there, sure. I just they're I don't know.
What's gig economy?
The gig economy, the idea that you can just like everything is service.
Oh, okay.
You know how you can just summon food, summon
Yeah.
a ride, summon anything.
Yeah.
But super over competitive,
Mm.
and from what I understand, their politics are so anti-feminist, and like
What?
this guy Travis Kalanick, the CEO.
Yeah.
Just from everything I've read,
Yeah.
the interview just completely turns me off.
Yeah.
Apparently he will take a fare now and then, and when you try to review him, he automatically gets 5 stars.
Yeah.
Ooh, I was in this Uber in
Yeah.
LA and it was amazing. This guy had a book in the back seat,
Mm.
and in the book you could just write messages to other people who came in the back of the Uber.
a good idea.
And he was like making a book out of it. So he's and so it was. I was in the day after the election, and I just wrote this like heartfelt thing about fucking fuckery.
Oh, yeah, let's not get into that.
We won't get into
Yeah,
that.
I feel
there.
I like the Uber drivers that like put in that extra effort, that actually have the water, or that actually ask you what music you want to listen to. Like for me, Uber, it's just the convenience of not having to have my wallet,
I don't
not
want
having
them-
to pay a guy and give
Yeah.
him a tip and whatever. It's like when I get home, I jump out of my car and then I'm there. So
I don't want them to talk to me.
yeah.
I want them to stop asking me where I'm going
Yeah.
and where I came from, because it's not appropriate and it's none of your business.
I just would like there to be a more consistent competitor. Because
Yeah.
to me, I think that would make it better.
What about
Right,
Lyft?
Totally. In the States, they have
Lyft
Lyft.
only
We don't
in the
really have
States and a
Lyft
few
Oh, we
other
don't have
places.
it.
No.
We don't have it. We had Halo at one point, but yeah, the thing is that they consist, and also they've pushed Lyft out of so many places because there was this whole thing involving their street teams and just giving them a bunch of phones, and you would dial up the thing and kill the order, and they'd be tying up the Lyft drivers. In the meantime, the Uber
What?
people were available. They proved that they
Really?
did that. Yeah, and
Uber did that?
Yeah, that's super anti-competitive, and that's my issue with it. Like, you know
Shit,
what?
man.
If you truly have the best product, if you truly can deliver that way, fine. Bring it on. Bring on the competition. Prove you're the best.
Yeah.
Fight for that dollar. And if you're going to be underhanded about it, fuck you. You know, let the best person win. Let the best thing win.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if that's so much of a rant, but it's like I think it's willing to take a stand against stuff. You know.
Yeah, the thing with the CEO, and I've heard things about his politics. The problem, like, is I don't know the politics of most of the companies that I buy shit from. So, like, I know the world we live in. Like, you can research every single thing you're gonna buy, and only buy from like people that agree with your shit. And obviously, you hear about big companies like that are like anti-gay or whatever, and then you like stay away from them when it makes press, like that Chick-fil-A. You know, when when that happened, but like for the most part, I just don't invest that much time in those kind of things. So unless there's something blatant, maybe that's my own fault and I should do more of it. The Uber thing is like, I get it. The guy's a dick and he hates women. And I know that some women have problems with Uber where they get like harassed by the drivers and stuff. With obviously, I think
it
most people
happens to
should be
me
fired.
probably
There's a new
30%
one.
of the time I'm in Uber.
Oh,
Is it
yeah.
Chariot or something? There's another
one
app
that's
with it's
all
all
women.
female drivers.
Drivers and only female passengers.
Only female passengers, only female drivers to make
Yeah.
sure you get home. I think that's Chariot,
Yeah,
right?
I forget
that
what it's
here?
called.
Yeah, but now
No, it's
men are
only in the
complaining
States,
about
I
it.
think.
Men, it's almost all men who are saying that that's unfair.
Yeah.
Because they- never mind,
The principle of a safe space. Be like,
Yeah.
okay, well, it should be a safe space for everyone.
Yeah.
And then people who are specifically being excluded because they are perceived as being
I
making
want
it
to go.
unsafe.
I want to go back and talk about the Salvation Army because everyone says don't shop at the Salvation Army because they're anti-gay. But then the Salvation Army that I shop at, the man who works the door
He touched me too. Oh,
is definitely gay. So I am still shopping there.
I think they also, the bigger thing is they take their, as an organization, it's not about the individuals that work in individual stores, but like their money, when people donate money to them at Christmas time, that money goes into promoting or helping like anti-gay legislation or like lobbying groups, you know?
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
like the
Really?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
my understanding of what people have against them.
The sad thing was in New York, like not only New York, but basically when they were saying if they're being forced to comply with like basically equity or equality legislation where you have to treat everyone equally. If you're a nonprofit, you can't have such policies.
Yeah.
Then saying that, oh, you know, then we'll just close all our soup kitchens. And they're doing this around the holidays. And that's
Right.
just, that's just poor karma.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, and there isn't really anyone else who is filling that gap within society.
Right.
So I mean, again, that's free market. There ought to be other
Yeah, well,
groups.
like
but now,
how many
over
churches
time-
are anti-gay, and they're also the ones with the soup kitchens.
Cool. What else? You got anything
Starbucks.
else, Mandy? Any other rants? I feel like you got more ranting in you. Got to get your rage
I
up.
mean, I got rage
Yeah, what do you got rage about?
today.
Yeah.
Specific people mostly.
Oh, yeah, no, we don't want to get
We don't
into
wanna talk about
personal
that.
attacks. Can you
Talk about their
generalize
types.
it?
Yeah,
Can
talk
you
about these
generalize
types of
the thing
people.
about the people that's
Yes,
giving you issues?
narcissism.
Narcissism?
you can also
What is
edit
up
out
with that
things.
narcissism thing? Is this a new thing? Is it like, okay, it's become socially acceptable to be a narcissist to the point where, okay, I remember going through all this self-help stuff in the 90s, and it was like, stop doing everything for everyone else. Start taking care of you first.
Yeah.
Put the gas mask on yourself first. And it's supposed to be, and then you can help others. But it stopped there somehow. And now it seems to be like,
Look at my gas mask.
look at my gas mask.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Look at how well I breathe.
It's like when I say I made this movie or I wrote this movie or whatever, and the person's like, oh, am I in it? Wait, I do that all the time to everyone. Like, so I can't bitch about this. 'Cause,
Yeah,
like,
you can.
but I'm like
You can
half
be-
joking. I'm like, oh, am I in it?
Yeah.
Like as a joke. But
Right.
but there are people that I know who are like actually, okay, well, I got this great opportunity. It's not actually something that I wrote. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a different situation. It's not something I wrote. I had this opportunity to be in this movie, and then the person's like, oh, can you get me in it too? That's what I'm talking about. Not
That
am
is
I
the
in it as a
worst.
joke.
Not
Can you get me in it too?
congratulations. Not like, oh, I'm so happy for you. That's
Yeah.
great. What is
Yes. And to further that, because I've been putting it out there for various reasons to the community to say, hey guys, I just did this thing and I want to give that information to you so that it can help you in your career.
it? Yeah.
I'm getting people private messaging me, which I asked for and put it out there, who are saying, who are very heavy on the expectation load in terms of how much of my time they're asking for and how aggressive they're being about what they deserve to get from me.
Right.
So it's like, well, they don't know what questions to ask,
Yeah.
first of all. They're saying like, okay, they're not saying how did you get the show made? They're like, I have this thing, I have a web series that I want to make and I want to sell it. How do I do that? Okay, cool. But can you fucking make a question that's like specific? Have you
Right.
done any work at all to
Just
look?
give me all the answers, please. You have the answers.
Yeah,
clearly.
what they really want is to be discovered. And this is the thing that pisses me off the most in the industry is you're never going to get discovered. The idea that you can go and sit in a soda shop as an actress or fucking sit in Starbucks and write a script and someone's going to walk up to you and discover you is not a true story. As a matter of fact, you can't even write a television show, bust your ass for 3 years, get it on a fucking network in the States, work with someone amazing like Absolutely, and be discovered.
Right.
I'm still busting my ass trying to like share the video on fucking Facebook. I spent 300 hours easily over the last 3 months promoting this show.
Right.
300 this time, but I mean, for someone that's known you, you've been developing this for the longest time, making it your own, making it mistakes.
And developing it in different ways as a web series. Is it a
Exactly.
feature? Is it a TV series? Like, and trying to explore all the different ways to like make it, to sell it, and
To
make
see it come
something
out.
that someone wants to invest in. Like, I was involved in some of that process. Like, I know how long you've been working on it. And I totally get it too. People are like, oh, now that you have this thing on TV, like, oh, you must be rich. And not that they would say that out loud, but in their head, they're like, oh, she made it.
Yeah.
And like, I know from your perspective, it's like, you haven't made shit. You made these 6 videos, and that's great. And hopefully that will give you a step up to the next thing. But it's not like, that's it. You're not fucking...
I still have to take that link and send it to someone else who could potentially get me another job.
Right.
They're not going to just find it.
Yeah.
You're never going to get discovered. Like, you have to let go of that idea.
I do want to bring up this material that Mandy just mentioned, Mother.
Yeah.
Fucking incredible. It's
know,
great
right?
fucking
Incredible.
stuff.
I know.
Thanks,
The
guys.
character, Mandy Mayhem. The origin story all around that. Everyone's eventually going to hear and get to see, fingers crossed, high in the air, in its original intended version.
Yeah.
But first I want to point that out. But yeah, the fact is that we have to put in all of that work and then be like, okay, drop it all. It's as if we're starting from day one the next fucking week, right? And climbing yet another mountain. You think you've gotten to the top, and then you realize, oh, fuck, that was the first in a mountain range.
2 years of pitching, a 5-day shoot.
Yep.
And then what month is this? December?
Yep. January.
January. So September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. I'm going to be doing post promo for 8 months.
And getting paid like a queen, right?
No.
Right, exactly.
Oh, that's the other thing,
People
right.
don't understand that the process when you're going through producing something, you're usually not getting paid.
No.
Yeah.
It cost me $17,000 just to get that deal.
Yeah.
In like legal fees, travel expenses, money I had to borrow, like $17,000
Those lawyers
just to
give you
get the
great
deal.
discounts, I'm sure. You know?
No.
Narcissism Mandy's talking about, I've had many times in my career, which is like, I'm by no means particularly successful, but people look at my IMDb and they see 70 credits and they're like, whoa, and I get the thing of like, my kid wants to get into film. Can they talk? Can you have coffee with them or have lunch with them? And it's like what you're talking about. They're basically, tell me what I should do. Tell me what should I do to make movies? And it's like, that's what you want to fucking ask me? Like, you don't have you haven't done any research. You don't have any, like, if you ask me a specific question of like, how do I get into this specific department or like, but they just want to sit down and be like, so tell me about what you do and what should I do? And I'm like, I don't,
or how do you,
I'm not going to sit here for 6 hours.
Yeah.
Look, man,
How can you help me?
Right.
Yeah, which
but
is like,
whereas then, like, if you're going to sit down with a kid and ask that question, you're like, okay, sure, what do you like?
Right.
Has no one ever really asked you?
Right.
Are your parents
but
into
whose
the idea of you being-
responsibility is that? Like, that's the thing with these people who are messaging me. It's like, I have one person who continuously over and over just keeps trying to get me to do a face-to-face meeting.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm producing another show.
Yeah.
I'm leaving in
I'm
3
fucking
weeks.
busy.
I don't have time. I can't even see my friends or my family right now. I'm not fucking meeting you.
Yeah.
And stop sending me messages. Like, it's infuriating
And for what
me.
purpose? Like,
And why
can't
are you
even,
so
like-
entitled that you think that you just, I don't even know you.
Yeah.
Stop asking me to meet you.
Yeah.
You should Google people before you ever.
I think
do
it's
it.
partly about just knowing when to ask the right question too. Like, I've taught a bunch of courses to like at-risk youths, like young people that are getting into film that just want a general sense of like production or like what it's like to work in film. And one like couple of the things I tell them is like, ask as many questions if you get on a set, ask questions. Like, feel free to ask questions. People want to talk about what they do and they want to help you, but you have to know when to ask the questions. I've had PAs on set that walk up to the fucking monitor, a PA right at a film school, and say and start, oh, shouldn't the camera be lower? And we're like, There's fucking 8 people. There's a director and an AD and a DP and a script supervisor and the actors that are all involved in this process. And like, that's not, you can ask me that question separately later at lunch when I have some downtime and I'll tell you why that decision was made. But it's like knowing when it's appropriate. And yeah, it is this entitlement of like, they get taught in school, everyone can make movies. And there's a technology now that like everyone can make movies. You can make good looking movies on your cell phone.
Good looking movies.
Yeah, good looking movies.
Yeah.
And so that people get taught this idea of like everyone can make movies and go be a director. That's what they teach. And
asking
you hear that all
questions-
over. You want to be direct, go be a director. Where my mindset when I teach people is go be on set and see what everyone does and learn from other
Observe.
people's mistakes.
Have experiences.
And then like I had no confidence to direct for years and years because I was like still in this mode of like I'm an AD and I'm learning from other people and it was great experience, don't get me wrong, but eventually I got thrust into like you're directing this thing and I was like, hey shit, I know how to direct now. Like I've learned, I've gotten to that place, but I didn't have the confidence to like know I was there.
But you were
until I
acquiring
was
taste. You were acquiring your own sense of taste. What
Yeah,
it is
exactly.
that worked for you and how you would conceive of something.
Yeah, and there's some geniuses out there that do come right out of school
Right.
and they're like fucking P.T. Anderson and they have just an eye and they know exactly
Like
who they
P.T.
are.
Anderson.
And what?
Like P.T. Anderson.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. P.T. Anderson, like people like that are like, there's some young filmmakers that come right out and right from their first film, you know who they are and you can see it.
But once
most people-
once you've observed, and
Yeah.
then once you've asked your questions,
Yeah.
and then you've also learned, okay, it's okay to say no.
Yeah.
But you gotta be judicious.
Yeah.
And then really learn that this place works as a finely tuned machine.
Yeah.
When it's working properly.
Right.
That's the point at which, having a sense of decorum, don't get anybody in anybody's way.
Yeah.
And then you're in this safe space where you're like, okay, if I'm allowed to be here, it's an opportunity.
Right.
Not looking at it as an opportunity versus an entitlement, like
Yeah.
you said, Mandy.
Yeah.
That entitlement thing, or that everyone is a special snowflake. I
Yeah.
wasn't raised that way.
No, me neither.
But the and
It is the millennial. People put it on millennials.
well, no,
but
I don't
it's
want to
not
do
like
that
all millennials.
because I know 50, 60-year-old people who are
Yeah.
that way.
Oh, for sure.
But by not allowing yourself to get away cheaply.
Yeah.
It's cheap.
Yeah.
And you're only going to prosper if you're willing to put in the work.
There's
Right.
a difference between asking someone for help and expecting them to fucking do it for you.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And that's what I'm frustrated with.
Nice. Good.
That's what you rant about.
Yeah. And
Good
I gotta
shit.
go.
All right, yeah, we got to wrap it up. Let's what do you want to plug? Guggin, got anything to plug?
Well, yeah, I'm just right now. I was very excited about a project I got to be a part of that is still probably going to still come to a couple more festivals. It's a film called The Journey is the Destination.
Cool.
It's about the life and work of a man named Daniel Eldon, this incredible journalist and artist. We're really hoping that it'll show up at a couple more festivals. It's an incredible story,
Nice.
directed by Bronwyn Hughes and produced by Martin Cates. And we had a great time making it in South Africa, and I was surrounded by an incredible ensemble. And hopefully more people will get to see this film.
Cool.
Very cool.
Mandy, what do you got?
When's
Plug
this
it.
coming out?
It's
Like a
very-
couple weeks.
Couple weeks?
Yeah, this month. You got Mother.
So I got Mother on True TV, which is 11:30 Eastern and Pacific, and 10:30 Central. And
and
I
episodes
got
are on YouTube also.
they're also on YouTube and the Facebook. I've got Rapping with Actors, Mandy Mayhem's Rapping with Actors, which we are shooting next weekend, which will be on Bell 5 exclusively for a month in March. Which is an interview show. I've got Emma, which is a short film that I did that was at TIFF, which has been chosen as one of TIFF's top 10.
Right.
And it's
Matt
playing
Martin
at the Lightbox.
Edgerlin directed.
Yep. It's playing at the Lightbox starting on the 14th of January. And then I just got nominated for a Best Actress Award for a film called Father
Nice.
at a
congrats.
film festival in London.
Awesome.
Yeah. I think that's the end of January. That'll
What
be
about your
showing.
CD? Your new
Oh, shit.
EP?
And my EP is dropping January 17th.
Nice.
Mother.
Where's that?
It's on iTunes right now. It's
iTunes.
available for pre-sale, and it's also on Bandcamp. Buy it on Bandcamp because I make more money.
Bandcamp. Cool. I'll put links to all the stuff in the show notes. So
Thank
cool.
you.
Awesome. Thank you guys for coming in so much. That was awesome. That was a lot of fun.
Thanks.
Yeah, good fun.
If you own your music, we can use it as an outro.
I do own my music.
Let's use it as an outro.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Are they the same?
Hold up. Wait a minute. He's hitting on these women while I'm in the corner sipping. Say what?
That's a podcast. Thanks for listening. What you're listening to, actually, under me right now, is Take My Man, Please by Mandy May Cheetham. Mother. Just type it in. You'll find that shit. M-U-T-H-A. It's easy. Get that shit. You'll fucking love it. As always, you can find us at Come Rant comerantpodcast@gmail.com or Come Rant Podcast on any of that stupid social media. Hit us. Talk to us. Tell us what you like, what you don't. There's going to be more. Be ready for it. Tune in next week. I'm going to let this track play out. Enjoy this shit. Find it. Bandcamp, anywhere. Mother. Support local talent. Never stop. This has been an SG audio production.
Hold up. Wait a minute, he's hitting on these women while I'm in the corner sipping. Say what? It's all good. I know he only got a second look cause he wearing that one suit. He don't look fat and smells like money and he pays his taxes. Don't be sorry. Take him if you got it, but I probably wouldn't bother. Should've listened to my mama. She was like, he won't satisfy you. Said I played it safe, dumped the man I used to do. My boys, I like them crazy thick. Please save me, but he got a baby dick. Plus he's lazy, hasn't fucked me right since the ball dropped way back in 99. And I'm finally fine with going out on my own now. Tricks up my skirt, yo, this bitch gon' throw down. Too much stress in the day. Even said that I would fuck him dressed up like a maid if he'd only put his motherfucker dishes away. I'm getting sick of it, you listening, please take him away. Okay. Shake it all around, dance. When you're done, take my man. Shake it all around, dance. When you're done, take my man. You shake it all around, dance. You shake it all